Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Hello and welcome to Edupedia World.
So div, inside this content, div, style, so it is normal HTML tags like div tag. So inside this we have placed style, that is height and width. So I'm going to place some ID to it. That ID is nothing but whatever you have given the ID, that ID will be here, like it will come from the UI whenever you declare, and it will attach a map and it will close the div. So after this div, render. Now I'm going to render something. First I have taken a div with 100% height and 100% width. I have taken a variable called ID, that is nothing but a property. So ID equal to, I'm giving some ID, random ID. So wherever you use that particular, if I give a standard ID over here, what will be the problem? Because this control cannot be used in multiple times, in multiple files. If the div is standard, like you assign any standard div and you use in multiple files, then it will give duplicate ID error. So this dot underscore HTML equal to new SAPUI.core.html, and then inside this you give content div style like this. So whenever you use this control anywhere, that time it will take that random ID. This also generates with some basic logic. So this dot get ID means the ID, whenever you create in this control, whatever the ID you give, this will be there. So this XML, what XML ID is created, that ID will be fetched here, and it's going to generate an ID dynamically. So every time you have to make sure you have to generate ID dynamically, because this control will be used n number of times. And then render. So rendering. Now I have taken a space called 100 width and 100 height. I have given an ID also now, that is dynamical ID. Now I am going to render my Google control with particular box, in particular box. Here I am going to declare the size of that particular box. How are you going to declare the size of this particular box? I have taken another division, placed style equal to height. This is nothing but CSS property. Height 440px and width is 75%, and the margin is 20%. Why is margin? Because I want to bring the box little bit down. So that time what property I have to place? That is nothing but margin. These are all CSS properties. If you want to make this page look more beautiful, then you can use your custom CSS. Then you can make it a better page. Always see, the presentation is important than the content. The content comes next, but the presentation is very, very important. When you see facebook.com, do you like the UI or you like the messages or the functionality inside? First, whenever you see, you will be attracted with the design. Then you see the functionality. So design comes first, functionality comes next. If you see WhatsApp also, how simple the UI looks WhatsApp when compared to other applications. There are so many applications which are competent to WhatsApp, but the WhatsApp is more prominent and more selling application. So every third person who is using smartphone will have WhatsApp. So the div, height and width I have taken, and I have taken margin. Now next, so how you're gonna write this is ORM. So as I already told you before, ORM will give you standard sap.ui.core, and when you say O control, that is will be your own control. So this .html will be your own control, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write this division, and I'm going to place inside my own control. That is our new control. Now you can say this is Google control. Now write control data. That is nothing but you want to write your control data inside this. So whatever you do, whatever you render, that will be displayed in this. So I'm going to close the div, and I'm going to render this control with ocontrol.html. That means this part. Now I'm going to close the div. So understand it very clearly. First we have taken a private variable html_html, and we have taken a div 100% and 100%, and then we have taken another div that is with the box 440px and 750 width, percentile and px, and with a margin. So now what we have done here, we understood is inside this div I am placing this. Clear? So how are we going to do it? We're going to write first. Whenever you write some HTML content, you have to do it orm.write HTML content. Whenever you are using HTML content, you use .write. And when you want to use a control data, like this you do. Okay. And render control means you want to render your control with this content. Because you have to assign control data, then only this will work. Inside this only _HTML is there. So ORM write, and you are closing the div, and then on after rendering. So on after rendering is, so in this on after rendering, we're gonna place the logic, the Google control. So first what I have to do is I have to take a Google control. So how we gonna have this Google control? So how I got this idea of writing Google control like this in JavaScript. So you'll have so many online things you can do. What Google provided is this one as of now. So in the JavaScript, you take options. So options is zoom, chew, and new Google Maps. First we have to think about latitude and longitude, and then this is what it is. Once again, I'm going to clear all this. There will be no confusion. Okay, I'm going to do some changes now here. I'm going to save this, and what I'm going to do now is in this I'm going to give options. So to this option I'm going to place a center. That means in Google control we have zoom. So zoom in the sense your map need to be zoomed. Is it 2? It is up to 10 we have. So 1 to 10 you can have zooming options. So you can have zoom 1, zoom 2, zoom 3, zoom 4 till 10 you can have. Then I have taken another variable, that is a private variable, and inside this private variable I have taken a new Google Maps.map. This is how you draw Google Maps. And inside this we have a jQuery.sap.dom.byid. That means I'm getting the instance of this map. See, getting the instance of this map. See, this map, this ID. And then I'm placing the options to this. So zoom and center. I'm going to have two options now. You can have your own options. So options need to be in an object. So objects, inside the object you need to have the zoom, center. Zoom is 2 and center is new Google Maps.latitude and longitude. So latitude and longitude you have to find by yourself. You can get the latitude and longitude of your house, your office, anything you can get, and you can place that option here, and your map will be centered like this to this particular latitude and longitude. And then now Google Coder. What does Google Coder do? So you have placed something like USA you have placed. You want that thing need to be displayed. So this dot get address will get your whatever you have placed it inside this USA. It will fetch that USA here and it will check whether that address is existing or not. If it exists, it will go inside this code and display whatever is written. So inside this, what we have done is I've taken triangle codes. I'll talk about this later. So your status, whether it is depends on the length. Okay, 3 times it comes. So I don't want to not worry about this one. What I'm doing is marker. So marking that particular location. So how you're going to do is inside this Google Maps.marker you have to use instance of this, and inside this you have to add a map, and to this map you have to add a position. So there will be position. Okay, that's it. If that is not coming, then it will give you an error saying that geocode was not successful for that particular reasons. So now we're gonna execute this. This is what we're gonna do. And once we execute this, the map see United States. Clear. This comes. So instead of this one, I'm going to place one in USA, one in Canada, and one in Mexico. So if you want to do, so then you have to find Canada, Mexico, latitude and longitude. So what you have to do now? You have to find Canada, latitude and longitude. So this is the latitude and longitude of Canada. So, and similarly we have a latitude longitude for Mexico. So once we go here, we're going to find a latitude and longitude. So you have to place it inside this, where we are drawing this position. So this position means it will put in pinpoint. So first what we have taken, the USA. USA, you pinpointed. Now what I'm going to do is not USA. I'm going to pass Mexico. Here I'm going to pass Mexico. So Mexico. I'm going to save. Okay, I'm going to save. Sorry. Mexico. I'm going to save and I'm going to refresh it. Once I refresh, it has to come with Mexico. See, Mexico. Now similarly, what I'm going to do, Mexico and Canada, I'm going to place. I'll go here and I'll add Canada. So it will be USA and Canada. I'm going to change. I've changed and I'm going to refresh. So it will come USA and Canada. It's not yet refreshed. Refresh it once again. See, Canada. Did it come? Similarly, if you want to do it in Norway or Sweden, you can do it. Just copy that name and place it. Go to your code and you have to go Norway. Norway. Save. And I'm going to place it here. It's not yet refreshed. Sometimes it takes time. It's always clear cut. See. Now we can see. Nothing I have done. So now what I'm going to do now is not only this Norway, I'm going to put Mexico, United States and Canada and Norway. Right. First what we have to do is we have to get the latitude and longitude of this. how are you going to get the latitude and longitude of this is from your code only we can get it. No need to go for Google. So how are we going to do it? Just press F12. Okay, now I'm going to refresh my page because I already placed control, so it will go there. So let it take its own time, and it will go to the sources, and inside the sources we have extended controls. So it is taking some time because of the issue with the internet. So yeah, it's going. See, issue with the internet, that's the reason this is not working. So once I refresh this, there is some, let us check server. Yeah, it's running fast. Now I'm going to use this somewhere else. I'm going to place this. Yeah, this is done. So I'll put F12. I'm going to refresh my page. So I'm going to put a breakpoint here where it will give you the location. Okay, this will give you this particular location. So that will give you the Mexico Northway. Northway. F8, yes, F8. Where is my breakpoint? It went off, yes. Now, see, have you seen any marker? No, I'm going to mark it now here. So what is the location? Latitude and longitude. It will give you K and D. So K means latitude, D means longitude. So you're gonna say this Norway's latitude and longitude. So inside this code we have to place it. Google controller.js. Sorry, Google Maps. So in this triangle codes we're gonna have. So I'm going to add one this. So that is latitude 60 and longitude is this one. So we're going to copy this and we'll see whether the latitude and longitude are correct, because I'm going to comment this. Okay, let me check this point. Add to watch. When I do add to watch, it will give my latitude and longitude. I'm going to remove this O filter. Delete this watch expression. Yeah, latitude and longitude. Okay, now I'm going to remove this and I'm going to check whether my latitude is correct or not. So I'm going to comment this and I'm going to this one, because I've taken an array triangle codes. So inside these codes I have placed the first Google Map latitude and longitude, and then I've placed two others. Now this is for Norway. This is for Norway. Okay, similarly we have to do for the Mexico. And the one is for the USA. So now we'll go here and we're gonna refresh the page. Once we do refresh, it takes some time and it loads the page. So the button is not here. See, it might be somewhere. Nowhere the button is. So I'm going to refresh once again. So we're going to see F12 and there will be some error there. So we couldn't find some. So when you say Mexico, setting latitude and longitude. This is latitude and this is longitude. Latitude and longitude. So that was a little bit confused. So okay, I'm going to save this and I'm going to refresh. So where is Norway? Okay, these are three things. See, Norway somewhere it placed, right? So that is Norway. I got a little confused. Sorry about it. So I'm going to do it once again. I'm going to refresh. Place it right. So 60 and 42. I'm going to clear this. I'm going to place. So 60 is still 8 in. Our code is not refreshed. So it's still loading. Always K is latitude, the first one, and D is longitude. I'm going to refresh. So it went off. So it's always playing around. So I always do it in another window. So once I refresh, this will come. So it is taking some time, but it will load. So once it's get loaded, then it will give you a Norway point with other things. Now it's a cool button came. So below this button, so we'll go here and we'll see. Yeah, cool is not defined. So it's going to Google. Yeah. Extending controls. So I'm going to open it in another window. Yeah, it come. See the Norway. So Norway is coming. So we got the Norway now. Now we're gonna check for the USA and Mexico similarly. So how are we gonna check? You go here and do it for the USA and save it. And I'm going to do F12 and I'm going to clear the cache and I'm going to run my program. And similarly, I'll do it here. And press F8 to go to the next debugger point, and F8 and next F8 will give you. So this result has given me. So K is always what I told, latitude. So this is the first thing which comes. So I'll go there. So latitude. That is for the USA. Right. So this is for the USA, right? And similarly, we'll do it for the Mexico. So this is a longitude. I'm going to replace it. Cool. So earlier I got confused whether I know the K is nothing but latitude and D is for the longitude, but the map gave some behavior, so I got confused. So don't worry, like, because there is some problem with the internet, that's the reason it was showing, and there is some clear cache. Always you have to clear cache and you have to run your application. If you do that, you will not have such problems. See, I have done it now. I'll not face any problem now. Okay. Similarly, I'll change it to the Mexico next. F8. Okay. And similarly, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a Mexico now. And here I'm going to add Mexico. Now I'm going to stop this page and I'm going to empty cache and reload it again once again. So once I reload it again, it will come. So once I hard reset, so this is still loading and it is going to the Google map, and let's check in the network, so whether the Google map is loaded or not. So once it's get loaded, might be some problem with this Google API today, and the internet also, and just keep playing around. That's not SD. Till now 2.7 MB is transferred. See, the XML some field, extending controls has been created. So once you hard reset, hard reload, can do normal reload. So still loading. Now it came here. Now it comes here, and when it comes here, we're gonna see the results here. So once it's get now here sitting, yeah. Now we're going to see the USA latitude and longitude. So this is a latitude Mexico. Sorry, we already did the USA. I'm still in USA. Now I have to go to Mexico. See, Mexico. So I have to go to Google Maps, and what I have to do now, I have to change the latitude here, Mexico latitude, and the longitude for the Mexico is this much. Now I'm going to change this. I'm going to save it. Okay. So now I have done it. Now I'm going to see Mexico, etc. Go to F8. Here, F8, 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 F8. Now this code need to be changed now. Do hard reset. Once I do hard reset, this will go now, and this will come. Hard reset has been done. Now the hard is rendered. See, now Mexico, United States, and Norway. 3 is done. Now we have placed it. Now similarly, you can have a zoom option. So you can directly put this somewhere here. When you put this, then you'll have the Mexico City satellite view. See how good is it? So someone is standing over there, and then this is the Mexico City. You just turn around and move, the photos will be updated. It will just keep moving. See, the photos getting updated. So Mexico City. Clear? If you want to cancel it, you can cancel it. And similarly, you can go to USA. Sure. Just whether it's approximate or not. Just see. This is in USA. You can close it. So you haven't done anything. You have just used the Google and you have placed it in your SAPUI5 thing. And similarly, we'll go to Mexico. I have done it. So this is Mexico. See, it gets updated. Screenshots. Okay, this is in 7 DOS. So you haven't done it anything. You have done it in UI5. Just you got the use of how to use Google Maps and you have placed it in your control. So simply you have placed it and you have rendered it. So like this, you have rendered it. 1, 2 and 3. So 3 maps. So similarly, now what I'm going to do is there is something called Bermuda Triangle. So I'm going to draw a triangle with these 3 locations. So how am I going to do it? I'm going to do this. I'm going to uncomment this. That's it. So in this Bermuda Triangle, I'm going to use images. I'm not going to use images later. I'm going to use the image later. I'm going to place the image and I'm going to use a custom image. That also is possible in Google Maps. I'll go and refresh my start synchronized. I'll go there and I'm going to refresh it. Once I get refresh, see, this is how Bermuda Triangle. Alright, so this is how Bermuda Triangle is. So how this Bermuda Triangle is, we'll have a look once. Go here. What I have done is the 3 chords I'm placing it in an array. So in this array we have a Google Maps. This is how you have to take. This is an instance Google Maps dot latitude and longitude, and you have to place your latitude and longitude. It's always in latitude and longitude. By default, think the value which you are getting K and D in the results. That means your K is for the latitude and D is for the longitude. And this is how I am taking 3 in an array and I am placing it like an array. So I'm checking the length. Depending on the length, I'm looping this. What I'm looping? In this loop, I'm creating a marker and a Bermuda Triangle. First a marker. How I'm going to do mark it? Map google.maps.marker, and inside this property is map and another property is position. So map is underscore map and position is triangle chords. So Bermuda Triangle I'm placing the next. So when I say Bermuda Triangle, that is new google.maps.polygon. So how you gonna do Bermuda Triangle? That is using polygons. So we're gonna write a polygon here. So how this polygon works is it will connect your chords. So now if it is one chord, it will not connect anything because it will give you that particular location. It will not go to a particular area and connect it. Why these polygons are used is you want to show, suppose in our enterprise application we have a sales order and we have a sales orders from 3 different cities. That time our company representative want us to do a Bermuda Triangle by using Google Maps. So that time we can use this Bermuda Triangle logic and place it. Suppose the sales order is in USA. Suppose another sales order is in Mexico and another sales order is in Norway. And we want to connect this 3 pins, 3 locations. This is how we're gonna do it. Connect it with 3 markers by using Bermuda Triangle. And you have to use SAP google.maps.polygon So inside this polygon, you have something called paths. So these paths are nothing but these chords. So whenever you have these chords, you can make use of this. And you have to set it to the Bermuda Triangle. Clear? So this should be outside because you don't repeat it for 3 times. After this ending loop, you want to place it. I'm going to place, first marker, then Bermuda Triangle. Then Bermuda Triangle. Marker. So this marks the 3 location and then Bermuda Triangle with that 3 locations. Or else give this error. So inside this we have stroke color. The color we can define the color of that stroke and the opacity of that color. Opacity is nothing but the brightness. That is one of the CSS property. And the source stroke weight is the line, the width of that line. When we go to our application, see this line, you're seeing that stroke line, and the opacity of this is 0.8. You can increase the opacity and you can increase the value of this stroke. And the color you want to display, some blue color, you can do it straight away with the 3 locations. Okay, that is what the stroke width is. So stroke width I'm going to increase to 12 and opacity I'm going to increase it to 1. And then color, fill color, inside that color I'm going to add the blue color and let the stroke color be like this because you want to see the changes properly. Okay, and again I have to set this Bermuda Triangle to this map. This map is the local variable, that is private variable. Clear? This is what the map is about. And I'm going to refresh this. Once I refresh, see the stroke is 12. So that's thickness of that gives you like this. And the fill color is blue still. And opacity is more of this. Like this. Have you seen the difference? This is how. So this is how the Bermuda Triangle is formed. Similarly, you can play around with Google Maps. You want to add some other feature in this Google Map, you can add with any new feature, like suppose if you want to remove this H over event, you want to have the scroll, you want to add some other feature, you can add it. That's not a problem. So we'll change it to the normal. Sorry. Yeah. And there is something called fill opacity also. Clear? Now, I'm going to add an image to this particular marker. So how are we going to add? That is with this particular icon. So in this particular icon, you can add. So what I'm going to do is icon images / pinball. Pinball is an image. So what I'm going to do is I'll go here and add some images folder. But I already have some images folder. So I'm going to copy and paste it because I already have that this custom control. So in this custom control, I have image. So I'm going to copy this images folder, Google Map, right? I'm going to add it in here. I'm going to add. Yes, I want to save. Yes, I've saved this. Images pinball. I've saved, and it started and synchronized. So I'm going here, and I'm going to refresh this. And once I refresh, and the changes need to be there. What I have changed so far, I have changed Bermuda triangles, and then I have changed the marker. The pinball marker is not there. We'll go to F12. So Bermuda triangle pinball is not there. Why it is not there is it is overriding the marker. So marker is there. So that's the reason. If you don't have marker, then I'll remove the marker now. I want to have a marker. Let me save this. Why this error is coming? So we'll see what is an error. Something has happened. I'm going to save this. Yeah. So implement this. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to see the difference. Like started, republished, synchronized. So once it gets synchronized, my changes need to be displayed. So it has a hard reset. So once I remove the marker, there is no lines. So the property which we have taken is not working. So this icons doesn't work here in the Bermuda triangle. It only works in the marker. So I'm going to put it in the marker. Now I'm going to change in the icon. I'm going to change it like this. Paste it, and I'm going to uncomment. I'm going to save. Once I save, it should get republished and synchronized. Then only I can see the changes. Synchronized, and then I'm going here, and I'm going to refresh it. Once I refresh, changes need to get up there. See the pinball. Come, the error. So we'll see the image of the pinball here. The image is the image pinball. Now you know how to place this image inside that. So you can, instead of this pinball, you can have any other images. It's up to you. You can make use of any of the images which is available. That time you can use. This is how you do it with Google Maps. Now, how to get the property? That is important. That is also important. See, I have placed here ID and address. Now I'm going to add one more property called visible. And I'll say true. So I'm going to save this. And inside this Google Map, what I have to do, inside the property, I have to add a visible property. So here I have to add a visible, and inside this I have to add Boolean. boolean. Clear? And now how to get that? We'll see. Perceptible. I'm going to place this here and refresh. Once I get refresh, it has to go there. Now I have to see this dot get visible. See, it is undefined. Visible is a boolean. Get this dot get address. See, undefined. So nothing will be undefined on init. Once, because still now you haven't drawn the control, right? Here you will be doing the control in renderer. So here you will be doing renderer control. That time you will be rendering the control. Till that time you will not have any property. So now in the renderer, when you go red, still you will not have. See, this is undefined. So how we going to use it in renderer is you have to go to sources, O control. Get address. See, here you get same way you can have visibility. See, that is true. See, this is a boolean. That's the reason it is coming like this. This is a string. Clear? So based on this properties, if you want to make any changes, you can do. So this is how you get address and get visibility properties. Similarly, if you have any other property also, you can check. So we'll go here. We have any property inside this? No, only we have given this and this. And similarly, how to get this ID also we can have. Get ID. So I'm going to clear this and I'm going to say toControl.get. These are all the things you can get. Get ID. Get ID of this. See, TF1 icon Gmapper. So when this will be appended for this. Like this. So when we talk this .get ID, it will get appended. So like this we get the ID, this .get ID. So this is how dynamically the ID will be generated. So we have address, latitude, longitude, visible, properties, and this is how. So ORM is nothing but the control, and OControl is your control, own control. This is all about Google Maps and custom controls. Okay, it's going to take some time and it's going to load. So this is how the example control extended renderer we have used. So how do we write? We write it like this. And the control definition also like this. For the text control, like this: control extend, text control, metadata, properties, events, aggregations. If you have any public methods, you can place like this. Any private method always starts with underscore. And it has to be init method that is called when the control is instantiated. This method will be called. And when you click the events and then render, it creates the HTML for the control, ORM and OControl. Okay, this is the definition of the control creation. Similarly, we have types, different types. So which type it is, the metadata we use, like it's a string, boolean, or it's a CSS size. So default value is 50px. Like this we keep. We mention default value, default and is a case sensitive, and it's a camel case. We use default and V is capital value. Okay, and events are specified like this: logout and login events, and we use buttons and navigation item, etc. And the methods, how do we write methods? Like any other SAPUI5 functions, we write the methods like the similar way. So we use JavaScript for writing functions. Here it is. And public and private methods you can. So these are public and private methods function. Divide is a public method, and like this. So the private method is underscore, check for 0, like this. And instantiating view, this is how you call the private method and public method inside this, and you will handle like this. Okay. Render example like this: div and close it. How to write the styles? Write the styles like this: add class and escape, write escape, and you get the text of it. So we have seen this part, how the controller works, and similarly we do a chart, how this, that will be seeing in the next session. So in this session, what we have done is we have taken a Google controller and we displayed the Google map, and inside the map we have drawn a marker and Bermuda triangles, and how the latitude and longitude is important and how to get the latitude and longitude we have seen it. So using SAPUI5 view, we have given an input property called address. So to that address we have passed the name and we have created the. Thank you, and in the next session we'll be seeing COM chart.
Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.